Hi everyone, Mr. Kaye again. I'm here playing the Largo from the New World Symphony on cello for the 2017 Santa Ana Unified School District Intermediate Honor Orchestra. This is written by Antonin Dvorak. It's from his New World Symphony, which is his 9th symphony, and it's arranged by Elliot Del Borgo. So I'm going to play it through, and then I'm going to break it up into small chunks so you have another video to practice with. So this piece definitely is taken from his slow movement from the symphony. It's very, very expressive. In fact, the beginning is used, it's marked mute or cantabile. With the mute, it basically dampens the sound. So if you don't have a mute, make sure you talk to your teacher, try and get one before you audition. And if you don't have one, it's okay. I can probably write or do another video on how we can make a mute out of paper. But these cello mutes really do have a huge effect on the sound. I'm sure you've heard in the recording. So you want to make sure you have a mute. The only thing I would suggest, not suggest, but caution you about your mute is when you put it on, these mutes basically have a little lip where it clips onto the bridge. So you want to make sure as you place it on that the lip is going towards the bridge, and when you place it on, you want to be careful that you're not pushing the bridge up, because if we push the bridge forward, then it can eventually collapse and it will damage the top of your instrument. So you want to make sure that when you place it on, that you're pushing it, getting the lip over the bridge and pushing it straight down, and not affecting if the bridge moves up or down, with the strings or not. So just be careful of the mute. Then secondly, we have all the music to learn. So in my previous video on Hiawatha, I was talking about how you need to have perpendicular fingers when you do your string crossings, especially when it moves from like a C to a G. That's a perfect fifth. Our strings are tuned in perfect fifths. So you want to make sure that the hand is perpendicular so that the intonation stays in tune. If it's coming at an angle, it's obviously going to be flat on the lower side. So for the beginning of this, very calm, relaxed, but cantabile. So it has to have a singing quality to it. Caution you with, obviously know the notes pretty well, but use that second finger instead of third finger for the F natural. When you get to measure 5, it's more of the same. Bring out the 8th notes. So as you're doing 5, 6, 7, 8, those 8th notes in measure 8, bring those out. Quarter notes can move just a little bit more than the half notes, but most of it is you just have to be careful. F natural is your second finger on the D string. B natural is your third finger on the G string. 13's more of the same, just up a dynamic level, so mezzo forte, right? And then do an effective diminuendo. Careful about getting softer there. And then it says mute off, and we continue on. So when we come in after 17, it goes back down to mezzo piano, but you have your mute off. So it may sound a bit louder, but you still have to have that mezzo piano energy level. And then here we have our first dotted quarter note. So we're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. Make sure those dotted quarter notes, you feel that second beat and you move after, but before 3, right? 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. So here, when you get to 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, you have a G to a C, G, C. As you do that, to achieve a good legato, you have to prepare both notes, and that's where I'm talking about that perpendicular finger, so that you have it set on both notes, and then you can make it nice and smooth. those happen. So measure 23, it starts with the G, goes to the C, and then 25 has the C going to the G. These are those little tiny things that will make your sound more impressive, especially for the audition. 25, you know, here you have that perfect fifth again. Make sure you try and add some vibrato in there. Just be careful of the string crossings and be expressive. Do that crescendo, diminuendo. And then 32, we finally get the melody. So here you can play this out. In fact, I wrote there, play out. So. Some things that you should be aware of as you play your phrases. So that basically was the first statement. Ends on that D. Dotted half note. Notice how I taper the end of that dotted half note? I'm not... Right? That's a very insensitive way of playing that phrase. So taper your sound and gently. And then continue with that same forte. Same thing, taper. Then, when we get to 41, it says attacca, and I feel like Mr. Del Borgo, because I've actually met him before, I've worked with him. I feel like he uses that terminology incorrectly. Attacca means attached. So I guess in a way you are attaching your phrase with somebody else's phrase. So you have, and then the orchestra continues. Sorry, that was not attacca. It was not attached. But what I'm saying is, normally when they use attacca, it's when they attach pieces together or multiple movements, so it seems like it's one long movement. So here, attacca, I'm sure he meant more of an attack, so it has more of somewhat of a bite. I actually don't want you to do the same kind of accent that we did for Hiawatha, where you're putting too much weight. That's a little bit too aggressive for this music. This music should just be about more left hand attack. So it should have vibrato and quick. And then the bow speed. So it should be about quick bow strokes, but not edgy, right? Now here we have that F sharp, E flat, D, E flat. Be careful that we're going F sharp in first position, low one, back to D, and then again low one, and then it takes us to, and I think in the recording, the first part of this video, I didn't put the breath mark there, but there should be a release. So release, one. And then from there it says free bows, and Italian is usually just staggered bowings, and that's really not Italian, but when we see something that says free bows, it means to stagger. That basically means don't play it the same way the person next to you is playing or the people in front of you. Change your bow at will. When I played it before, I didn't really change all that much, but the idea is that you sustain that forte nice and loud, to make bow changes if you're only using half your horsehair. Many cellists, if you look closely, don't play with flat horsehair. They're actually tilting the bow. By doing that, you can actually change the bow stroke and still keep the sound moving. Right? So it seems mostly connected, and there is no stop or break in the sound. So try and keep that free bow. Just make sure you're counting all the way through. And 49, low 1. Always set your bow whenever you retake. Retake and then set. Have it in the string before you begin. Same thing, set, and then play. Still plenty of sound. And at the end, we'll probably release with a crescendo. So that's pretty much it as far as New World Symphony is concerned, the Largo. So I wish you guys good luck. Happy practicing. If you have any questions, by all means, hop onto Google Classroom and ask away, or come on the Saturday Win programs. Thanks for watching.